About our defense. It's been a strong point every place I've coached. And I told the guys statistically, all the analytics of our defense have been subpar. And tonight, first half especially, we played great defense. And that was a big lift. We did a lot of really good things. First time we got our deflection totals. We played good. We kept them off the three-point line. A saving grace for us all season has been the way we guard the three-point line. We do an excellent job in almost every game. We've played a very tough schedule. And now we get 2 days off, and we've needed it because we spent 9 days in Orlando against good competition. And the MAC Conference did great, winning the Atlantic Sun. Monmouth beating Cincinnati was huge. Us beating Alabama was big. So this conference is very strong this year. Tonight was a surprise to me, but we know Wright is a good basketball team, and we just played excellent defense tonight.
Questions?
Coach, got out, I think it was a 22-6 run in the first half. You were playing good defense, but you were also able to hold that lead throughout the game. How did you feel about that?
That's a surprising thing. Most of the time, against good players, you don't win the second half. And I was real happy about that. Outside of And we played smart, we played intelligent, moved the basketball. Outside of James Carey trying to be Allen Iverson, they moved the basketball well.
How'd you feel about with Elijah at your guard rotation with Walter and Colton and Parker at times?
Well, Walter and Colton can get the job done. They're not as good defensively as Elijah, but it's a big lift for us to get them that experience, and we'll get Elijah back soon, maybe another week or so.
So you might have him back for Yale or Seton Hall?
I don't know. He's got to get his weight down. He's got to get his knee healthy, and once he does that, we just want to get a little weight off of him so it's not too much pressure on his knee.
Coach, you have eight days off now. You haven't had this kind of stretch as the season started. What kind of things do you think you're going to be working on in practice?
We needed it. We're going to take 2 days off. Now, most of our guys have bad colds, and so we're going to take a couple days off. I'm going to go out and see my son play in Albuquerque. They're playing New Mexico State, so I'm going to get a chance to go out and see. I have great memories at a pit, and it'll be an exciting game.
Rick, what's it like as a coach? Like, you go have a game the other night against Marist where you said it after the game, we stole one. And then you come back 2 days later and everything goes right for your team's on fire. As a coach, how do you evaluate both situations?
Yeah, I wish I knew going into it, but I knew we'd play great defense tonight because the last 2 days I've emphasized it so much about helping each other out, playing great defense, and they did tonight. I think Trey James did a terrific job for them. Small amount of minutes he played. I thought Tyson Jolly's been continually rebounding and doing good things that don't show up in a stat sheet. So it's good. We've if we can play this type of defense like we did tonight, we'll be a good basketball team come February.
Rick, what were your thoughts on the ball movement today, especially with one of your facilitators and ball handlers out?
Well, if you look at the amount of assists our opposition's been having the other night as well as tonight, it's 9. We had 18. Because people think our weakness is taking us off the bounce. And it is a weakness, but we got better. Dwight Murray is a hell of a basketball player. Barrick did a phenomenal job on him tonight. Phenomenal. Not easy to do. So defense matched the offense tonight. We had 18 assists. We did a lot of good things. We had 9 steals. We pressed well tonight. Our press is starting to get better and better.
Coach, how about Nelly Jr. Joseph today? I had more minutes today. There was one sequence where he missed a hook shot and then he came back and just dunked it the next play. Is that what you'd like to see him do?
Yeah, I think Nelly hasn't quite reached where I want him to be as a sophomore yet. He's a terrific young man, but he's not quite where I want him to be yet. He turns it over a little bit too much, and he's got to dominate a little bit more than he's been dominating. He's passing up opportunities to rebound. Tonight he should have had 15 or 16 if he went on every possession, but he did play well. He was very aggressive, and we got terrific play out of his backup, Trey James.
straight. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Rick, just, with this week off, in between, how do you look at the first 10 games so far? What have you liked overall? What have you not liked so far?
There's not much I don't like. I wish we would have beaten Belmont, because then we could have played Dayton in the finals rather than Kansas. We got a break there. But I think Kansas will help us in the long run because they physically dominated us. And we know now what to expect when we play a team like that. We learned last year from Alabama, and it really helped us. We were convinced we were going to beat Alabama. There wasn't a doubt in anybody's mind we were going to beat them. Because we learned a valuable lesson last year. I think we learned a valuable lesson with Kansas of how you physically have to maintain the backboard with them or you're going to get killed.
Rick, you've coached so many college basketball teams. I noticed that the jubilation of your bench when some of the guys at the end of the bench got to get in tonight, there was a closeness on your team that you could really see tonight.
This is really the closest team I've ever coached.
Okay.
They party after celebrating the locker room after every game. They're together. That's probably the most fun I've had in terms of the way they don't care about their stats. One game, Quinn, who had a good game, I said, you know what? I said, I appreciate so much. You guys don't care about your stats. You just keep playing together. And he just took the stat sheet up and ripped it up. And Quinn, who was tonight, he didn't shoot it well. I said, don't worry about that. We're up. Just win the game. He said, yeah, I know. It's not bothering me at all. And that's the type of attitude we have. Colton got a break to get with an injury. We'll get our playoff point guard healthy. Walter's getting great experience. Walter Clayton is going to be a great basketball player. It's going to take him time, but he's as good a freshman as I've had, and I've had Donovan Mitchell and Rozier and those guys at the offensive end. The defensive end, he's got a long way to go. But the offensive end, he's as good a player as I've had as a freshman. He's a very, very talented young man, and he's 6'3".
Rick, just one other thing. I noticed, it seems like the interior passing is improving with the team. Is that something that you've been working on?
The other night against Marist, we put a clinic on with our interior passing against the zone.
Right.
Really put on a great clinic with our passing. And this team, Ryder played some zone. He didn't play it tonight, I think, because of our passing.
Right.
So Dylan's a very good passer. The other night, they made a mistake on the stats. He really had 11 assists. We went through the film, not 9. He had 11 assists and no turnovers,
Right.
which is pretty impressive for a power forward.
Remember last year I said he's your Paul Pressey.
Yeah, and I wish Brian would make those corrections on those assists. Did you, Brian?
Working on it.
Is Ryan Myers in his own head at this point? Do you think he struggled with that?
You know, Ryan, I just keep letting him shoot. I just keep saying to defense. The other night, he was not shooting well, but with the game on the line, we needed 2 threes, and he made them both. It doesn't bother guys like Ryan. It really doesn't. He has no. He could go really 0 for 11, 0 for 12, and it will not bother him, and it will not stop him from shooting. So we all know he can shoot. We have a lot of confidence in him. Just keep shooting, keep on playing.